And they're off. Green flag racing. Matt's getting an amazing start. Ultimate Case actually catching speed, napping. Matt getting the jump on his teammate down the inside. Necron losing to Cuckoo on the start. Can he pressure Dino into a mistake? Dino goes too wide and extremely close for P1. And is this going to be Jadlin going down the inside? Oh, there's a bit of contact. Oh, that's a spin. And there's another safety car. Oh my god, this carnage.
Jedlin and Kaze are both in the pits. Fennec, Exus, and Dean are all coming in as well. It'll be very tight if he still wants to make it to the back of this pack, but in the meantime, we do have everyone out of the pit, so we're probably going to get going on this next lap. We are, in fact, restarting now, regardless of that incident.
Okay, he's looking for that undercut. Does he get it? It looks like he might do that side by side and very close together. Cuckoo looking for that inside line on Jedlin ahead. Going into 130R, but they're going to be wanting to go fully defensive into the chicane of Casio Triangle. He's going to end up finishing in P1, crossing the line. Greenlink's going to cross the line. It's going to be Ultimate Case across the line.
Gilish comes across the line to win his second MSR title.
And hello viewers, and welcome to round 5 of the MSR Copa Montana League here at Salvador Street Circuit, and as always joined by none other than WMDR Martin.
Greetings.
And yes, quite a interesting track, not quite Monaco, but I would say just as tight. Don't take that out of context, please. But definitely an interesting track, the tightest track and most difficult one on the calendar by far. So I think we're going to have a great qualifying and a very interesting race coming up tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it can definitely be great in multiple senses. We could either see some amazing laps or some amazing crashes. As you can see, Keza there almost scraping that left-hand wall. I believe that was also the wall that he said was most likely to contain the most paint by the end of the race, so you have that to look forward to. Of course, still 2 races on tonight. It's just not just one. So once race 1 is over, do stick around during the break, and we'll bring you the reverse grid second race. As you can see there, Keza navigating probably the toughest part on the track. It's a very unreasonable chicane, and I'm sure it will claim some victims tonight.
Yeah,
full grid as well, 20 drivers. That's quite nice to see.
Yeah, very unforgiving circuit. There's so many places where you can just go off, either lose time by going off a little bit of runoff, or there will just be a wall in front of you and you could have end up causing a pile-up, especially if it happens in lap 1 of the race.
Now, there has been an update to the livery mod, and Keza told me that these eyeballs on the front of the Saxony car have been there all season long. Have they actually, or am I being gaslit?
They have been there. I don't actually know if I've updated the livery mod, so I don't know who's...
Oh yeah, I can. That's a very good point. I can just look at the stream. Okay, those eyes are on the car, so I am just apparently too distracted by that beautiful mustache on the front to actually pay attention to the other details, and that will come in crucially during the well, livery tier list later, because we kind of did an unofficial verbal one last week. We'll actually give people the link this time around, and they can have an actual look at the cars as they make up their minds. Now, provisionally, Andrew is on pole with a 112.891. It's a 3/10 gap to 3 drivers behind him, so that's a pretty good start. Still 10 minutes left to go.
Yeah, something that is definitely going to be interesting is the final corner, where we've got the, well, very fast chicane where you can only go single file for it. It's going to be very interesting to see a lot of the drivers, how they start there and how they take it in qualifying, as there's a big puff of smoke going through the roundabout section.
See, it's just such a weird thing, these chicanes. I mean, I'm gonna say something that for anyone who knows me will sound quite blasphemous. As you can see, 2 cars now smashing into the wall, including our previous provisional pole sitter, because Mats is now a whole second faster than Andrew with a 111.8. Absolutely incredible lap by Mats. But I'm about to say so. Ooh, that's a very close call there as well. Might have impeded him on that particular lap. Now, for the third time, I will quickly say this will sound blasphemous to anyone who knows me in my opinion on chicanes, as Mats there interrupts me again by crashing into the wall. I do.
Oh, it is.
Ooh. Yeah, I think the camera justifiably so censoring that very painful crash. About the chicanes though, I mean that it did happen in a chicane what we just saw, but I generally hate chicanes, but some chicanes are good. I think a lot of people will be surprised to hear me say that some chicanes are good. However, the ones at this track and a lot of others out there are just designed, as you said, for there to be no possibility of driving side by side. It's like against the concept of racing itself. And I really don't get why those even exist. If you're gonna make a chicane, make it contribute to the racing, not take away from it.
So would you prefer if they didn't have any chicanes at all on this circuit? Or...
Well, I mean, again, I said you can make a chicane where it's not necessarily just one line that works. Like maybe a chicane where you can do a switchback or something. Those do exist. They could have tried that around here. They just decided to make a war crime chicane instead. Not just one, by the way, but yeah, that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Meanwhile, Video Gamer Guy, now provisional P2, has barely pipped Andrew by a tenth. Still a 9/10 of a second gap to Mats in front. Keza has now pipped Andrew as well by even less than a tenth.
Yeah, very, very close. We saw Video Gamer Guy doing very good in practice, and he's bringing it to the qualifying session as well. So hopefully he can bring it to some of the front guys, splitting Ultimate Kaiser and Mats.
Meanwhile, here is a driver we have not yet seen on the grid so far this season.
A reserve driver? I would guess?
Well, he's taking the place of Warlord tonight, if I'm not mistaken, and yeah, I mean, we welcome him to the group. I'm not 100% sure if this is Alex on Discord. I thought that he was allowed to race tonight, but I don't see his name anywhere, so this might be him. Might need to get someone to confirm that for us. Yeah, currently struggling with that car, clearly 22 seconds off the pace yet to set a clean lap. Jedlin as well hasn't set a single clean lap yet. And you can see as well now that has to be new, the big Scottish flag on top of that car. I'll see it on stream in just a second if I'm right or not, but yeah,
it's not.
All right, yeah. So whatever I'm talking about, a lot of people won't be able to see, but that at least confirms that delivery update did do something.
Oh my god, no. This week, you're the misinformation? Impossible.
Oh,
what is going on here? What mix-up is this?
Okay, so I don't know what they put in this update. Maybe it was for Beeman's car there, but
I think it said. I remember number 31. Do we know what number 31 is?
I mean, that was probably for Warlord, no? As Jedlin has now set a lap, but he's still quite far off the pace, 3.4 seconds away from pole in P19. Andrew has updated his time to a 12.6. That puts him in second place, 7.5 tenths down on Mats. Whatever Mats did, it's going to be tough for anyone to get even close, it seems.
Yeah, hopefully a very legal lap as well, which I do trust Mats has done so, but the chicane is just...
I can confirm the stewards did take a look at particularly this chicane, one of the more nasty ones, to see if there was any way to take advantage of track limits there. And it was pretty much determined that, as there's someone... Oh, no, yeah, that's very unfortunate for... oh, there we can actually see his first name now, Rickert Beemans. But yeah, that's that chicane, very much ruthless, very much no way to take advantage of it. So stewards have determined that there won't be any additional track limit rules there for that section. As you can see, another person dying in the background might well have been
a Binding. I think Binding's just pit, so
yeah, Binding in the pits. That car looking to be in one piece now that it's off the track. Yeah, I do wonder if we'll still see this many incidents during the actual race. Andrew, meanwhile, keeps on improving his time down to a 12.3, still half a second down on Mats. Video Gamer Guy still ahead of Keza in third. And yeah, it's very interesting to see how many of the drivers that have been pretty quick so far this season now just 2 seconds off the pace at this specific track. It is quite a challenge.
Something that I think will definitely have to be mentioned, and I don't know if this is misinformation or not, but just a tinfoil hat from me is all season we've seen most drivers running maybe 0 or 1 wings, saying that it makes the car feel not only faster in a straight line but also more stable. Now this track very much a more technical one. I don't know whether anyone might be going and looking at maybe a wing angle of 2 or maybe more.
Yeah, I mean it's really quite interesting. For a lot of drivers, adding downforce is just going to increase the understeer. So that's really not what you want around here. I'm not sure what they're going to do to make the car more stable. I'm not exactly a setup whiz myself, but my bet is on the downforce staying close to 0 for most. As you can see, the brake dust there and the wing levels on that car are definitely going to be 0. He's in fact ditched his entire wing. That's Beemon's back into the pits. Also, another driver that I just want to put a quick spotlight on is King Kodiak here. Currently, right smack bang in the middle of the field in P10, is racing here tonight on his 2nd anniversary of his relationship with his beautiful girlfriend Claire, as he's let us know. And he did say he wanted to take a break for this one, but she insisted that he spend these few hours on the track tonight, so she'll be cheering him on as he's navigating one of the toughest races of the season. You love to see it.
Oh, that's really cute, that is. Well, thank you, Claire, for letting us borrow your boyfriend for tonight. We do appreciate it a lot.
You can see a decent bit of counter steer from Kodiak, but avoiding the extra tall curves. Oh, not the wall, though. I think that was a tiny little tap. If only we could see accurate paint scratches in this game. Ricky, meanwhile, has bumped himself up to P3, 6.5 tenths off of Matt's, about 1/10 behind his nearest rival. And we are seeing a yellow flag in this sector. I'm not sure if that's...
I think that's Arid facing backwards.
Yes, it is. So he's parked that car. Probably just waiting for everyone to pass, so we still have 2 drivers left to go, then he might get going again. And you can hear it in the revs, that's what he was waiting for. Beautiful flick spin, slapping the wall in the process, and yeah.
That's what I worried massively when I felt the jolt in the car there.
I mean, I did say it was a beautiful flick spin. It was beautiful if you like destruction. If you like pristine looking cars, then you probably should have closed your eyes.
Well, talking about destruction, I believe we had a safety car last race, and I think tonight, I mean, if the bets were out, I would bet we would have one tonight as well. It is going to be very, very... I'd be very confused if we don't. I would be amazed. Oh, this video game guy properly chucking it over the curbs there. But I'd be surprised if we don't have one by the end of this race, or at least race 2.
Yeah, I mean, even the fact that the drivers are going to be closer together than usual, most likely, that's not even necessarily going to be the main reason why we might be more likely to see a safety car. As you can see, another driver losing the rear, keeping his wing this time, though. That's something you don't see every time. But yeah, it's just going to be the fact as well that some of these parts of the track are so narrow, especially where the chicanes are, that if you lose it on your own, you might just get T-boned by half the grid. And that will very much cause a safety car, no doubt.
Yeah, so we don't want to see any people Austin powering it, as Matt's showing us how it's done.
Yeah, he's had some sort of spin there in the hairpin corner, but he's still leading comfortably by half a second. Less than a minute left on the clock now. I think it's highly unlikely that anyone's going to usurp his qualifying throne tonight. So he can pretty much rest easy. P2 Andrew now in the pits. He will not be improving his time anymore. On board with Ricky now. Closest competitor, MP3, 6.5 tenths still down.
That was 5 tenths down on his last lap, so he's got one final run to push. I think that is Video Gamer Guy up ahead, but hopefully there won't be any or too much impeding, as there's a big pile of smoke, and oh, that's
Someone having a
Ricky
picnic in the
spinning,
grass over there.
as well as I believe the reserve. I forgot. As Rickert.
Yeah, Rickert there, just chilling in the grass, qualifying over now. He will not be improving his time anymore. I think he's wishing he had a little bit more practice. Trouble originally said that he was really going to struggle in qualifying.
Oh.
He's all the way up in the lofty heights of P8, so I think that's definitely better than he expected tonight. Matt's, meanwhile, still in the lead, is still going for another lap, though, so we may well see an improvement into the 111s even further.
I've got some fun things
No,
to mention.
you've been disconnected.
I have been disconnected.
And the screen's frozen for me as well. Like, I can see Matt's just, like, his wheels are spinning in perpetuity in a single spot of the track, so I may well be out of the session as well.
Has AMS2 servers gone down? Because I mean, we can hear each other perfectly. We know our Wi-Fi's and audios haven't gone down. I will try reconnect to the race. Hopefully that does mean, because the qualifying hadn't finished, and I'm hoping people haven't had similar issue to what we've just got. If I don't know if you've been disconnected yet.
Yes, I haven't. It's not letting me rejoin off of Eddie, so more drivers have been kicked from the session. I can rejoin off of Keza, though.
I think oh, no way. Do you think we might have a red flag situation tonight?
In qualifying, that would most certainly be a rare one.
It's the curse of Monaco. Let me find the password.
Yeah, I'm struggling to get it right as well.
I'm back, and there's only a handful of drivers in the lobby now.
Yeah, they might end up having it to rehost. We'll have to see how that works out. So just bear with us for a moment, and we'll take this moment to welcome all who are watching. Thank you, Mel and Peter Smith, for joining us.
Oh, I'm just looking at all these pictures that I've got, always for emergencies, and my computer got reset, so I lost all my Automobilista 2 pictures.
Ooh.
But do you know what survived?
Your PC2 pictures.
All my PC2 pictures. It's not many, but it's enough. It's from our GT3 days, when I believe I was teamed up. Fine enough with was I teamed up? No, I was teamed up with Trouble, I believe, for that one, and you were teamed up with Fennec.
I've been teamed up with many people, so it'd have to depend on which season.
The GT3 league.
I am now getting some images in the league chat here. We do have the qualifying saved, so it looks like we will be just reforming based on what we had at the end of that session.
Okie dokie. I'm not prepared. I don't have a red. I should create a red flag one next. That's what I'll do.
Yeah, I mean, in the F1 race at Monaco this week, there was a team that was banking on getting a red flag, and they got the red flag as well. The driver even calling them wizards during the race when it happened.
Am I hearing some potential crash gate?
Yeah, but this time instead of a car crashing, it's a server crashing. We do now have a second lobby set up.
All right. Oh, fun. Alright, I am in said lobby.
I've hacked into the mainframe.
Do you think they'll remember to put us as broadcasters and the race director, and we're just gonna end up Oh yeah, no, they have.
That would be pretty amazing if we ended up as surprise participants in the race, especially around here. I wonder how long we'd survive.
I think we'd survive all of what I say I would cause the safety car. I'd be like, guys, don't worry, turn one's flat. And
Also, we do now have video gamer guy saying that he heard that the track digitally broke up. It's a Monaco reenactment. For those who didn't watch Monaco, the final corner on the track started to break up into bits and pieces, the asphalt just coming loose. And yeah, you could definitely say the same about the server tonight. Hopefully, we won't have any of that during the actual race.
I will mention I found it hilarious in the race that I think everyone, when Lance Stroll did it, was like, at least the people up, because I did a small watch party for it. Everyone, including myself, was like, "Oh, classic Lance Stroll, classic Lance Stroll," and then Leclerc did it, and then they were like, "Oh no, no, oh that's what a shame," and stuff. He gets so much hate thrown towards him. I won't lie.
It was interesting as well because I just watched the radio rewind that F1 uploads on YouTube post race, and there you can see that from lap 25 onwards, Perez already started saying, "Guys, they need to clean up the track. It's breaking apart in the final corner." And then when he passed the stricken Stroll in the final corner on like lap 60 or something, you could actually hear Perez say as well that that was not Stroll's fault, and he's been telling them all race to clean up that part of the track.
Mm. What they should do is they should just do what they do in the UK and just put orange cones around it. Um,
I mean, you're not really going to see many overtakes into that corner, so theoretically that wouldn't have even impeded the drivers much. It's already a bit of an awkward corner, so they could easily just swerve to the right a bit if they know that there's a bit of a danger there. So that solution could viably work, though I think the cones would probably die quite quickly. Also, can now confirm Alex is in fact the gentleman known as Rickert Beemans in the lobby, so that is our new driver here.
I mean, what with the cones as well? You just do what you just do in AMS2. You just turn no collision on, right? So
I mean, yeah, it's if we had the ability to do that, that would be quite nice.
use holographic cones.
It would save a lot of cone lives, as Alex here saying that he is back marker maxing tonight.
No, I think he is sandbagging. I think it's gonna be a very close race. I do think blue flags will be an issue coming up, because it's going to be very hard to get out the way, especially through some of the fast corners, such as the fast right-hander after the roundabout section.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned that. It does make me wonder if there's going to be some people, I mean, there's probably going to be people who don't get out of the way, as pretty much every league has that happen sometimes. But there's also people who go out of their own way to get out of the way. And usually that means they go off track. That makes me wonder if around here that some people might put themselves in the wall to get out of the way.
It'll be like the Family Guy. I mean, oh look, a dollar, and then just straight into a wall. Is the weather forecast correct? It says real weather.
Interesting.
Don't know if that's.
I'll quickly jump voice chats and go check.
Okie dokie, I'll see you in a second. Let me bring up the league overview as well.
All right, we do have confirmation that the weather is set up correctly. That's just a visual bug.
Okay, that is good to know. That is good to know. But bring us back, because everyone is now on the grid.
In the wrong position.
Yeah, it's not Cuckoo starting on pole. I believe it's Matt who qualified 5/10 ahead of everyone else.
Can you imagine the scenes if Andrew actually started P20 and just bulldozed through the field?
I'm also hoping as well that last week my clipping software wasn't working. I was trying to clip and it wasn't letting me, so I'm hoping Oh, it does work. Brilliant.
I was about to say, if that doesn't work, you might want to consider super clipping.
If I can just put this up while we wait for. I don't know what button I just pressed. I always get confused by what
Just don't press the Jensen. But yeah, the driver's now taking 2 minutes to get their car setups, and pit strategies ready as per usual. Pit strategies in this case will likely be for repairing the car in the inevitable event that they end up making contact with either one of their colleagues or Barry R.
Yeah, completely clear conditions for race 1 as the lights do go on the way, but it is the formation lap as we see Andrew moving behind Matt's. Formation zone, I believe, is I think halfway through sector. Maybe it's a sector. I'm trying to work out on the map where it is.
The formation zone should be after the Chevrolet sign, after the hairpin, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. And then the start zone. Let me find that as well. Is the start zone after? The start zone's after the chicane, I believe. So
Yes.
so I think this is most definitely a first timer for MSR where we've had to start the race after the start line.
Yeah, it's in the interest of not starting the race with a safety car, I'd say. But yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting race. And nonetheless, we're not being robbed of a standing start, by the way. Even if we had started with everyone in the correct order, we still would have done so with a rolling start. So formation lap in this season is always expected. As almost everyone is now in position, you can see the drivers in the front now at a complete and utter standstill as the drivers in the rear now finally get off the grid. Everyone being extra careful, making sure to not make any embarrassing formation lap mistakes. Now, Nismo, do you remember how many commentators' curses we've had so far this season?
11 is my guess.
Let me just take a quick confirming look.
As no, they're formed up. They are formed. Yeah, up.
Yes, we do have 11 curses so far this season.
As Rickett gives, I believe, Exus a little tap on the rear.
A little love tap.
And they are formed up in Sector 2.
Are you ready for chaos?
I mean, it's going to be an interesting one, especially with a rookie on the field.
I just wish we had some Niz money to bet on, because I am expecting a safety car in lap 1.
I completely agree. I think it's... Wait. I think they're going that... Wait, no, that's not turn 1. That was turn... I think they're going.
Interesting. Well, Mats leads the way, with Andrew still right behind him. No incidents so far.
Side by side
pinged from a bunch of other things.
But that is going to be put to a stop as they head through the chicane, as Andrew quite literally goes through the middle of it.
Quite cleanly so far. You love to see everyone definitely having used qualifying and practice to really learn where all the risks are.
As we get this lovely
so
camera.
close to the wall, it even shakes the camera.
That's already a second out from Andrew. Andrew closely being followed. 5/10 behind is Ricky.
As you can see, Bimon's on his debut, still struggling with some of the corners, but he's kept it clean so far. Just a little further up ahead, we do have side-by-side action between Exus and Barent for 17th position. Everyone extra cautious into that chicane. They do know that you don't win the race on lap 1. I think with the way things have gone so far, they're much more well behaved on lap 1 than I thought. I think most of the crashes are going to be when the tires really start to wear and people are going to be locking up.
Yeah, I mean, it is a very long race as long as you don't lock them too hard. We do know these tyres are quite good when it comes to that sort of thing compared to most compound of tyres in the game. All side by
side action. JD versus Kodiak. Kodiak has to slot back in behind. It's very tough to go side by side in these twisty bits of the track.
And we have made it a full lap without any safety cars or even incidences.
Well, I did say I wanted to bet Niz money on it. I would have lost, so now I'm glad I didn't. As you can see, Binding just getting on the very edge of legal braking there. I think giving Kodiak just the tiniest of love taps. As behind, I think there has been an incident for Xevious. He's dropped back to last place. Does that car have any damage? It doesn't immediately appear like it. There's Jedlin letting people through.
Oh, yeah, sorry, Jedlin.
So that may well have been Jedlin causing Xevious to drop back and then giving back the position a corner or so later. Interesting to see some sportsmanship there. Further up ahead, though, I think Kodiak now actually managing to get the overtake done on JD. A little bit of contact on the exit. Race leader Matt's pulled away 3 seconds from Andrew now. He's absolutely on fire, that man. A little further up ahead as well. Things are still quite tight around P6. Yep, Eddie being chased down by Fennec. I think Trouble's lost a position since the start.
Flame shootout of the side of Eddie's car. All the drivers definitely not going to be over pushing it too much because everyone knows that all it takes is you to go backwards into one corner and your whole race is going to be over.
Absolutely. I think this is going to turn into one of those races where it really just depends on who makes the most mistakes, and you can see Exus getting extremely squirrely on exit there. Just a little further up ahead, almost 3 wide. He didn't expect to see it around here, but Kodiak just blocking off Baron from getting by. He has lost a position to Aaron, though. Some interesting lines into the braking zone there from Barent, but he's trying to get the move around the outside of the hairpin on Kodiak. Can Kodiak get enough traction to go side by side into the chicane? He can't, so he's lost another spot down to P15. We do have a yellow flag as well. B-Months, I think, is stricken. He's on the sidewalk, but his car appears to be fine.
As he gets going once again.
Video gamer guy now under pressure from Eddie.
Oh, Eddie properly getting the rear out there, trying to get the traction on Video Gamer Guy, but just losing a bit of time as they head into the roundabout section.
Yeah, the only traction control here is how much control the drivers have over the traction. It's very much a foot deciding everything kind of system here. No extra assists.
Eddie and Fennec scraping the wall in the background. Eddie going semi-defensive into the final corner.
Doesn't get much closer than this without being able to overtake, but the next corner is the chicane. And you can see how they kind of differ in which curb they decide to mount in that chicane. It is an incredibly tricky one. You're going to be mounting 1 or 2 curbs either way. Yeah, you really just want to push your opponent into a mistake around a track like this. Further back, you still have Xevious trying to recover his positions as well. He's putting pressure on Captain in 16th, who goes a little bit deep, but keeps the spot as Xevious is drifting around behind him.
Yeah, it's like watching a Togue race just with 20 cars. Toegate or Togue? I don't know. Oh, his captain's gone deep. And that's going to allow Xevious to make the move on him on the exit.
Yeah, that is very much one of the dangers in these cars, is just pushing it too much. I think you're going to be in a better position if you're under driving the car compared to over driving it around here. Meanwhile, Mats continues to lead this race in dominant fashion. Don't say that the race is over just yet, though. We're on lap 7 of 25. We've seen drivers with immense pace advantages make mistakes before, but currently under no pressure whatsoever. Andrew also in a fairly comfortable spot, 3 seconds ahead of third place Ricky, who is under pressure from Keza and Video Gamer Guy behind.
Yeah, 3 different teams as well, and if they start battling between them, Eddie is just 2 seconds behind them, as well as Fennec 3/10 behind Eddie, so it's all... As I believe that was arid and burned. I think that's going to allow is that King Kodiak going down the
He's making
inside?
a 3-wide, trying to get 2 places back. He's only got 1 though. Slots back in between, so Kodiak making the most of his opponent's mistakes. Bernd barely surviving that one. And Arid already having another look. He gets the door shut in his face by Kodiak.
Very, very hard to go side by side here. That is for sure. Oh, it's a little...
Oh, it's a little wiggle, and that could well cost him. Is Arid going to take advantage of it? He has so much more speed. Keep in mind, these cars have boost options as well.
Has he gone deep, though? King Kodiak on the inside. Oh, but he's lost the rear end.
And that's in such a slow corner as well. That is going to feel extremely painful to Kodiak, but at the very least, he's not got any damage as Keza now enters the pits with his wing missing.
He was fighting for a P3, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, with Video Gamer Guy and Ricky, who is now down to P9, so something has happened there. Must have been borderline safety car, because as you can see, Video Gamer Guy is very comfortably still in third. Only Ricky and Keza suffering the consequences of that unseen incident. So I have to wonder if Beemans has been in the pits as well, because he is still behind Keza despite Keza being in the pits. Finally gets the overtake done. Fennec versus Eddie is now the fight for P4. Further behind as well, Escher has trouble in his sights, but not quite close enough to go for a move.
Oh, a big hit from King Kodiak's car. Too many of those. And there will be a chance of his rear wing just falling off.
As Exevius, the recovery becomes our camera car. You can see Kodiak going deep once again into that corner, almost giving Excess a sniff of that inside line.
Oh, Exevius almost losing it.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, when you enter that chicane at any type of decent speed, you're basically just chucking your car into a pendulum motion, and you're at that point just praying that your tires can handle it. And I can see Exus going extra defensive into the hairpin.
Exevius late on the brakes though. Can he make it all the way around the outside? And that looked like an easy move around the outside there by Exevius.
Yeah, it did not seem like Exus was really pushing those brakes on the inside line too much. Meanwhile, Kodiak is now getting closer again to Arid Barrendom Binding. This is the fight for P10. Once again, pushing the cars back down to the hairpin. Kodiak going for the wider entry line, cuts to the inside of Arid. Can't find the traction to get by.
Yeah, that inside line just doesn't seem to have the grip that King Kodiak wants to have coming out the corner.
And he could well be under extra pressure from, well, that, is it a commentator's curse if I don't even get to finish my sentence? My word. Well, Excess gets P14. Exevius is going to have to do that overtake all over again. Back to Arid and Kodiak, though. I think we will be seeing plenty more action in this battle.
As around turn 3 they go.
there. That is the curse for Xevious written down.
Yeah, in King Kodiak's situation as well, he's definitely got to try and get that one spot, get that P12 so that he can start on pole and further up the grid for next race.
Just look at the wheel movements as well. Xevious is just consistently sawing at the wheel, left, right, left, right, left, right, not with any crazy big movements, but that's just what you have to do when you're practically sliding the car through these very lengthy corners.
Well, one thing's for sure, I think a lot of the drivers' rear tyres are going to be screaming. It's bumpy through the chicane, which I believe is the final corner.
A little further up ahead, we have Barons putting pressure on Binding. Arid right behind.
Right, now side by side with Burn. Burn with the inside line. Does he look for a dive on Binding? Binding going a bit deep.
Ooh. I was thinking that was a defensive move against Arid from Barent there, but no, that was in fact almost an overtake on Binding, who barely manages to find enough traction as I think something's happened to Exus. He's lost his wing.
Yeah, just like Ultimate Kaiser, I think he's going to have to go pit. Not even halfway through the race yet. And we have another victim.
But is he a victim of his own driving, or was Xevious involved in it? We'll have to find out post-race, as he's struggling to keep the rear under control now in his crippled car. Now just up ahead, once again, Barent and Binding side by side. Barent has the inside line for the chicane. And he makes a stick, Binding giving him all the space he needed and potentially putting himself vulnerable now to Arid just behind.
Oh, that wasn't, I believe that didn't look like contact. I think Binding has just lost the rear end and also his wing.
Yep, that is most certainly correct. Binding will be joining Exus and Keza as pit lane visitors of race 2. We're about halfway through this first race. Race 1, I mean, not race 2, but yeah, that's quite unfortunate indeed. I am going to add Binding to the curse list because I just said that he was making himself vulnerable to the curb behind, and by crashing into the barrier, you definitely increase your odds of getting overtaken.
Yeah, JD as well, I believe, has made a mistake, but luckily not losing his rear wing.
It is a shame, though, because we're seeing a lot of these mistakes happen in the battles that have been going on for quite some time. So once you start putting pressure into those tires, you could well end up putting pressure from the car into the wall. And wait, who's that ahead with no wing?
P19.
It's B-Months, so our rookie driver here, missing his wing, but still out on track. Gets out of the way, though, as he is being blue flagged. Ooh, but is he able to get out of the way of everyone? That's Escher just behind now.
As they come up the hill, Escher's got the inside line. Almost making an overtake on the blue flagged car.
Yeah, probably should have yielded a little bit earlier for the mustard race car. Further down the field, though, this battle continues to bring us plenty of visual food. Arid versus Barent versus Kodiak. And none of these three have made any mistakes so far that are big enough to put a permanent end to this battle. You can see Xevious closing in on them from behind as well. He has had some mishaps before, but his pace is definitely enough to get him involved here. Further up ahead in this race, we do still have Fennec looming in the mirrors of Eddie. Just enough to let him know that his presence is very much still there. Meanwhile, Ricky putting plenty of pressure on Trouble, who's putting pressure of his own on Cuckoo.
Battle for P8. Very much in swing right now.
Look, you can see Ricky setting it down the inside, side by side, into a chicane. Crazy curb mounting. It's like they're at the Nordschleife, but somehow Trouble able to hold on to that position. as captain there, getting out of the way of his teammate as well. Ooh, and he's touching a bit of wall in the process.
As into, I would say, the final corner, because I do not count that chicane as a corner.
We do now have a first retiree. We're down to just 19 drivers. Not entirely sure who we've lost, but you can see here that Biman's, I mean, I'm not sure if he's just trying to learn how to drive this car without a wing, or if he's forgotten how to take a pit stop in this game, because he is staying out with no wing, with half of the race still left to go.
Yeah, maybe he just doesn't realize that he doesn't have his rear wing anymore.
I mean, you'd have to feel that in the handling, as Xevious now probably getting a bit frustrated. Oh, is this another mass disconnect?
Oh? I've just
Oh,
seen
boy.
a lot of people disconnect, yeah.
Yeah, we're down to 12 drivers now. I think this is going to get red flagged. 11, 10. We have lost half of the field.
What on earth is happening tonight with AMS2?
Well, all I can say is that Andrew is your new unofficial temporary race leader. I don't think the race is going to continue under these conditions.
No, as I believe everyone disconnecting. And I'm going to put us back to this screen, because and I've been disconnected. What on earth is happening tonight?
they've all retired from this session now, so the lobby will be rehosted again.
No, Reza servers. I think this is the first time that I've seen this happen twice. I've seen it happen before, don't get me wrong, but twice in the same hour?
Now,
very interesting.
I'm kind of wondering what the countback's going to be here, because we have it's actually kind of funny. It says here that the race winner retired. The 3 drivers behind him DNF'd. All the rest was on lap 15. Then the initial disconnects on lap 14. And Exus was the driver who DNF'd first, so he was the driver that we were missing. He retired on lap 13. Now, I'm not sure if his was just an early part of the same disconnect, or if he had some sort of other issue. But when this race gets restarted, I do wonder if Exus will be in it.
As someone saying, red flag, tarmac is kaput. Honestly, what are they putting in the tarmac these days? It's going to be 90% sand or something.
I mean, if it was sand, at least we could put some dirt tires on these cars. But I think it's something more dramatic, like cornflakes.
I think if this happens again, we postpone the race and we just hop into RX cars around the Nordschleifer.
I have the real so that wouldn't solve the issue, because you're still playing AMS2, which clearly is having issues at the moment. The way to solve this is to fire up PC2.
Martin, no, this is
set up a lobby and just get racing. And enjoy all the content in the game that is not DLC. For those that don't know, about 85% of that game is all actual base game. Has a lot of content. You don't have to pay crazy amounts for a whole bunch of extra DLCs. There are some, but they're not really core to the game, as is the case in a lot of these other sims.
I think that we should maybe some Trackmania.
I mean, maybe a bit of Wreckfest. You know, that would be very interesting. See how many tickets people raise.
I agree. Yeah, we could do Wreckfest.
Hi,
Oh,
guys.
hello.
Do you by
Hello,
any
Exus.
chance have the last standings during the race before everyone got disconnected?
Yes, I would. Let me see if I've clipped it, and then if not, I can just go back on the stream.
Yeah, you can just
check
rewind that on
maybe
YouTube.
Send
Yeah.
screenshots in staff chat so we can figure out what we're gonna do.
Yeah, just quick question for you, because I was wondering about your DNF. Was that also related to the mass disconnect, or did you have a separate issue?
No. That was just because I made the same mistake twice, and I don't know. Car felt different from practice in the race, and I just couldn't. Was basically a rage quit, I guess.
I wish you the best of luck for race 2 then.
Thanks, mate.
Okay. Oh, quickly. So I've got the top 15 on my screen. We're gonna put that in students. Yeah.
I'll do some checking as well. Oh, okay, Nismo, there was a moment where you scrolled down a little bit. And then outside of the top 15, we had Keza, Binding, Captain, and Bimont.
What's the timestamp so I can just screenshot that?
I think it was around about. Well, I don't have the exact number for you, but it was like around about 4 minutes and 40 seconds ago.
What did you say was the standing? Like, did the time left?
There was it was lap 15, so there were 10 laps left.
I think it was lap 15 for the cars that didn't immediately disconnect. I think for a lot of people, it's still lap 14.
That might be a bit less, but I think we found we're gonna rehost and just have the remaining race shorter, I guess.
Yeah, did you get the drivers that I mentioned as well that were outside of Nismo's screenshot?
I'll quickly write them down if you just
Alright.
meant.
Yeah, so Nismo, yours ends with Jedlin, right?
Yeah, ended with Jedlin, and then after
Yeah,
Jedlin.
so then after Jedlin, it's Keza, Binding.
Binding.
Captain, and Bimons.
What was the last one?
Bimons.
I actually forgot to spell that.
You can also write Rickert if you want.
I'll put Rickert then for now. Okay, that should be the top. Yeah, that should be everyone then.
Yeah, because Axis had DNF'd. Alright, thank you for your patience, everyone, as we get these issues sorted.
Is it a Steam issue? One said GG Steam.
I mean, I think it usually is like a Steam-related thing, but all I can say is that my online functionalities do seem to be working just fine at the moment. Also, Video Gamer Guy saying he wishes that the result counted anyway, not because it puts him in for a win.
Nisma. In my you have a fanfic, first of all. I think that we need to address that, Andrew.
You know, in the UK, they do arrest people for what they post online, right?
Yeah. No, Martin, no.
Okay, guys. So apparently, we're gonna red flag. Is it called that way? Race
Yes.
1.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do a championship reverse top 12 on the second race now.
Oh wait, so the race will not be resumed?
We can't. There's no fair or good solution, because even with the standings we have, there's penalties on it, like time penalties, and we can't really check that right now in the short time we have. So basically, race 1 is lost.
So no lengthened version of race 2 either.
I guess not. No, we're just gonna do reverse championship top 12 for the second race now.
All right, so
maybe we're gonna try to use the server for this, because we hope it helps with the Steam issues. So, but more on that shortly, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I have for you guys right now.
all right, thanks for the heads up.
See you guys. Have fun.
Thank you.
So,
How unprecedented indeed. So, race 1 has not only been been red flagged, but it will not be restarted, and I believe the results will be void.
Oh wait, so we're not actually declaring Matt's the winner then?
I don't think, from what I've heard from Exus, I believe that race 1 isn't going to be counted.
Interesting.
So, very. I mean, they've got the results. It might be counted. I think definitely a stewards meeting is gonna might be discussed about this. That's for sure.
I mean, I guess I can kind of see it. I mean, I was originally thinking maybe like 50% points because we were pretty much at the halfway point of that race. But if the chief argument for not restarting it is that we can't check the penalties, then I guess we wouldn't exactly know who is where in the final standings for this race as well if we don't know what the exact penalties were.
Exactly, yeah. So.
And that is why we should abolish the penalty system, turn that crap off, replace all the runoff with barriers, and that's the end of the discussion.
What about the pit lane? What about speeding in the pit lane?
Get rid of the speed limit.
Oh, those virtual pit crew that are just gonna get absolutely demolished. What are we gonna tell their families?
Skill issue.
Should have picked a different job.
Should have dodged the car. Wait, aren't there? I feel like there's still some pit lanes in certain motorsports that have no speed limit, right? I feel like that's still a thing somewhere. I could be wrong. I feel like there is a racing series out there that still has it like that, but I'm really not 100% sure.
I would like it. I think it don't get me wrong, it is dangerous not having a hit limit because obviously you got to have people on the track, but I think if it's small enough cars where it's, or maybe you've got your own special boxes, then I think that's fine.
See, one way that we could solve this is by having the mechanics not be physically present in the pit lane. Instead, they're all safely inside a building. And you know how with warfare, right? Nowadays, they're yeah, please don't demonetize the stream. You know how they're using drones for that sort of thing nowadays? Well, we could have humanoid drone pitmen being controlled through VR by the pit crew safely in a building, and then we wouldn't need the pit limiter anymore.
So, okay. I mean, it's
the future.
I think that when the drivers come into the pit lane, they should do like a little like game show where they have to like answer questions before they have to go out. They have to like do an activity. Oh, I heard a weird noise, but it kind of cut. You know, like the normal ding.
It's because I put something in the chat.
Oh, God. Oh my goodness. I should ban both of you right now for saying those. But no, I'm kidding. I wouldn't shame anyone
for watching anime. That was a shameable offense like 20 years ago.
I have started watching my first anime.
Ooh.
Well, I say my first, second, or third. Pokemon doesn't really count. Because my girlfriend has introduced me into something she got recommended by her brother called Kaiju Number 8.
Oh, okay, I've seen that.
It's it's an anime. I'll give it a go, of course. God, I think the first time I watched it, we went through 6 episodes straight. And I was like, oh no. And then the next time we watched it, we watched 12 episodes straight. So we've only got 6 episodes left of the entire series now, and I think I might end up finishing them maybe tonight or tomorrow.
Wow, you're really speedrunning that. That was one that I had to painstakingly slowly watch as it came out week by week.
Ah. Wow. I guess
I've read the manga as well, by the way. I can give spoilers.
No, you can hold me at gunpoint now.
I'm not gonna hold anyone. I am not gay. I will say, by the way, if you are getting into anime and you want to watch something motorsport related, you absolutely have to watch the movie Redline. It is very. I'm not sure what adjective to really put on it. It's like the animation is incredible, but it's also like over the top. It's I think you'll see what I mean as soon as you see like just the first few minutes of the movie.
The Steam problem has not been resolved. Steam is still disconnecting.
Wait, so your Steam is actually currently having issues? Let
My
me
Steam,
double check
I
mine.
just watched it. I've made sure to have my friend list up because it tells you when you get disconnected. It just popped up as disconnected for a second there. I don't think. I will be honest. I don't know if this race is going to be able to go ahead.
You know what I think, right?
Yes.
We have a few drivers. I mean, it was a full grid. Happy to see that. But there were some of the regulars that weren't here tonight. What if they just hate this track so much that not only did they not show up and they had someone drive in their stead, they sent someone to sabotage the servers so we couldn't get any sort of decent result at this race.
So
and I mean, when we're racing next week, it's probably going to be according to the calendar. We're not going to be redoing this track.
So that's where Warlord is right now, is what you're saying.
I mean, his name is Warlord for a reason.
He's gone to Gaben himself and like, hey, can I just play with the Switch for a second? And it's just to turn off all the servers on Steam.
And then Gay Ben said, "This is Steam. Go play at Nintendo HQ if you want to Switch."
Oh my
But
god!
I will say I've been looking at my own friends list for a while, and I'm maybe it's a regional thing, but so far it seems pretty stable on my end.
I mean, we saw different people disconnecting at different points. I definitely think me and you were actually the first 2 people to disconnect, weirdly enough, in qualifying.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I don't even really. Maybe we're classified in the same region as on the Steam servers. I really couldn't tell you. We're not too far apart. There is like the English channel in between, but still. As Andrew is responding with more Japanese.
I know. I don't know if you heard my just disappointment earlier when I just saw it. I was like,
for those who don't speak advanced weeb, that word means moron.
I don't. So I feel like I should trust you, but I don't.
In all my years of anime watching expertise. No. It basically, like, the standard translation for that word is idiot. And it is a commonly used word.
Yeah. I've definitely heard it before. That is for sure.
Now, I guess since we're still not getting any racing for the time being, I might as well explain the other word he used previously as well. That word right there, tsundere, that one pretty much means someone who acts all like rough and tough on the outside, but is actually a big fat softy on the inside.
Are you rough and tough on the outside?
Well, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to. I mean, well, yeah, of course. No,
oh,
but,
oh God.
It doesn't even necessarily have to be. It's just like the whole attitude, like you act maybe standoffish, that kind of thing. Oh, I have now gotten my invite. I think Kaiser wants us to stop talking about anime.
Let me put the password in. If I can find it. Ooh. Okay. Theme, please. I want a safety car. If we get a
No, go ahead.
if we get a safety car before we disconnect, then I'll be happy.
I am quite surprised that we haven't had one yet. So I mean, sure, we've only had half a race so far, but I think people very much judging the track quite accurately for what it is, and not over pushing it too much. It was mostly just people on their own in the hairpin corners that were losing it. And when you lose it in the hairpin, you're usually going to just slide off the racing line into the barrier and lose your rear wing. The parts where it's really dangerous to push too much and where you're going to cause a safety car is usually going to be the chicanes, and so far everyone's been very, very well behaved there.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, I've got to hand it to the drivers. Give it maybe a year ago when MSR first moved to Automobilista 2, and I think that definitely would have been carnage on this circuit, but the class of driver in MSR has just gone constantly up and up over the years, and some part of me is upset because less safety cars. I'm always a sucker for carnage, but at the same time I can't help but admire a lot of these drivers.
I'm telling you, I'm never gonna forget that Brno race back in PC2.
I'm never gonna forget the GT3 preseason race.
Is that the one where Andrew had his rejoin?
Absolutely, and yes, Andrew, we are gonna keep on bringing that up.
That is gotta be one of the most egregious incidents I've ever seen when it comes to unsafe rejoins. It doesn't get much worse than that. Like, I think the only possible thing he could have done to make that worse is actively drive in the wrong way, like the wrong direction.
Yeah. Head on. I mean, it was basically side on perfectly, but I don't think we're going to be able to do the tier list. Well, I don't actually.
Oh wow, we should have done that. Oh my word, we've been so distracted by the fact that
I've been thinking
these Steam issues have come up.
Yeah, I've been thinking that the lobby is going to be starting a lot earlier, to be honest.
Well, let's go ahead and try to do it, because it's going to take them a minute to get all this done.
Well, let me have a look. Oh, you've sent it to me. Perfect.
Oh no, we've just lost another viewer.
Oh no. What do we? Oh.
The session is now underway. We
Well,
have 2 minutes to make a tier list.
Okay. Well, we showed it last time. I think we can quite easily. Or we can just do it at the end.
I suppose that would be a good option. There was a bigger break than normal between races 1 and 2, but considering that we didn't even get to do the entirety of race 1, we only did like half of it, we're probably still a bit ahead of schedule, so.
Indeed. I think each race supposedly is supposed to take an hour, if I'm not mistaken.
Now, do you remember if Exa said it was going to be reverse championship standings or reverse grid standings for this next race?
Championship is what I heard. So I believe, looking at the championship, if I can find it. I've lost it. I found it. There we go. Looking at the championship, it is going to be Escher starting on pole then, with Binding in P11, Exevius in P10, Burned in P9, Eddie in P8, Warlord in P7. So I guess he would just be replaced with Cuckoo then, starting in P12, Escher in P11, Binding in P10, Exevius in P9, Burned in P8, Eddie in P7, Video Gamer Guy in P6, Trouble in P5, Ultimate Chaos in P4, Fennec in P3, Andrew in P2, and Matt's in P1. So that'll just be reversed. So we'll have Matt starting P12, Andrew in P11, Fennec in P10, and so on, so on.
As the drivers are still getting their setups and pit strategies ready.
Bring us back. Is it? It's a little later, that's for sure. The sun looks like it might be going down.
Yeah, I can definitely see some more yellow light out there on track, some longer shadows. The crowd,
Andrew.
though, still looking as energetic as ever.
Andrew, don't make me get rid of the word backer. Oh god, I just said it. Don't make me get rid of that word. And
Successfully baited.
as people are gonna move off. Wait, is it reverse grid or this doesn't look like it's reverse? That's Matt's leading the way.
Interesting. Maybe Matt's did some lobbying.
This looks like qualifying. The way they're lining up. Yeah, Video Gamer Guy in P5, Eddie in P6, Fennec in P7, Andrew P2, Ricky P3. This is qualifying results.
I mean, there's definitely going to be some drivers that benefit from this a bit more than others, but if we just put on the tinfoil hat for a second, to make sure that it wasn't reverse grid or reverse championship, what if Matt lobbied the decision by, I mean, he's obviously faster than anyone else around here. What if he just told the people in charge of making this decision, hey, if you do it as like the qualifying order, I will give you private sim racing tutoring lessons and setup advice.
There's only one problem with that though. He wouldn't say it. He
in
never
English,
speaks.
exactly. He speaks German.
I have heard him speak occasionally, but it's a rare sighting. It's a rare sighting. I remember when
I think he did say hello to me earlier when I joined the session.
Oh, that is nice. We do very much like Matt's video. He's been with us for, I think, close to the beginning of MSR.
Yeah, I mean, he's an absolute gentleman. I've raced against him in several different leagues, and while he may well murder the competition figuratively, he is very kind off the track and on as well. As we have the whole grid now lined up. See a little bit of smoke coming up there, but I'm sure all the cars are fine.
Side by side,
And,
the start zone is, I believe, going around this corner here.
Yeah, we missed it last time.
And they're racing for race 2 at Salvador. Already potentially going 3 wide as they head into what's the final corner.
No.
Video Gamer Guy on the curb, going very deep. Lots of puffs of smoke. They're practically 4 wide coming out of the corner, shuffling down back to 3. They're going to have to end up going single file as they head through the chicane.
Oh, and they're not going single file.
Oh!
There's cars being spun around. And I think that is Fennec, who is the big victim in that situation. Eddie has stopped to let him back through, so it's very nice exemplary behavior from Eddie there. If only he hadn't started the contact to begin with, though. It probably wasn't on purpose, but yeah, that's the race continuing on. No safety car called. Matt's still leading the race with Andrew fighting Ricky for second place. They were briefly side by side, but Andrew has closed the door back into second place.
Yeah, Ultimate Kaiser losing.
Hold on, he's going down the inside again. Andrew back. Oh no, sorry, he was leading. I'm very confused.
As Ultimate Kaiser losing a position to Video Gamer Guy. Video Gamer Guy on the offensive against Ricky, as he's got the inside line leaving each other just the right amount of space, but Ricky's gonna have the inside to the hairpin, but we've seen how good the outside line can be, how much of a run off the corner you can truly get. But Ricky covering it perfectly, not spinning his wheels. His teammate just behind JD, going side by side as they're 2x2. Coming into the final corner through the chicane, single file now. Like an absolute train, what is that?
Yeah, this time it most definitely was single file. I think I am going to write the previous lap down as a curse though, because you said single file and it was not single file, and Fennec did pay the price for that as he's now entered the pit lane to fix some damage very early on in this race. He will be absolutely hoping for a safety car down the road as Andrew is pretty much driving away from Ricky now. No sign of that pressure from a moment ago. Video Gamer Guy, though, ahead of Keza, is under a lot of pressure for fourth.
Yeah, this battle for third place definitely heating up. We saw Video Gamer Guy's absolute tenacity and pace try and make the move on Ricky, but now is on the defensive against the previous championship winner, Ultimate Kaiser.
Yeah, not just one previous championship winner either. He's won more than you can count on one hand. Will he win this season? It remains to be seen. It's definitely going to be a challenge, though, as they all bounce through that chicane. I think there is quite the gap behind him now. I can see Trouble here in 6th place, 5 seconds down the road, very much on his own. There is some stuff going on back here. It's excess in the wall.
Xevious,
sorry, yes. Definitely not the only one to mix up the X people.
I have made that mistake many a time, so you do trust me, you are not the only one.
Yeah, that is not Xevious's first rodeo with misfortune tonight. Back down to 19th, he is once again on for a recovery race. As you can see, Jedlin putting some pressure on Asher for 9th place. Some people getting slightly out of shape in the chicane. Ooh, a lot of pressure coming from King Kodiak against Bernd. These two fought each other in race 1. They're saying hello to each other again in race 2.
Kodiak rushing the wall, could not have made that closer.
Oh, he's going for the inside, but these are really tight lines.
Oh, Bernd did look like he was going for a diagonal line there, but King Kodiak doesn't care, makes a move. Oh, whacks him a bit into the wall there.
Baron gets slapped in the face by the man named after a bear.
Oh, clutters over there. That could be a track limits. Penalty, but side by side they go through the first corner. King Kodiak just has the inside line, so they're able to defend Bernd off there.
Yeah, this is some very, very exciting racing. Very much on edge as well. You can see Kodiak now taking the middle of the track through this corner. Which part will he pick? He's on the outside now. But it will be very risky for Bernd to send it there. He's going to try something on the exit. Who has more traction?
Kodiak getting the run out the corner. Now into the roundabout.
Excess serving well as our camera car here, although he's taking a bit too much curb there. I think just ahead as well. Aaron getting very close to overtaking Bindings. Keep your eyes on P11 as we're back on board with Bernd.
Kodiak going wide, that's allowed. Bernd to make the overtake.
Oh,
Oh my god, there's contact! Both
and that's
cars,
2 cars
off.
off the track. 3 cars as Bernd outbreaks himself as well. Kodiak back into 11th. They've already managed to recover though, so Binding, he's gonna... that car does look a bit damaged. That was Binding and Arid completely missing the corner there as they made contact. Very, very unfortunate to see. Further up ahead, we still have Video Gamer Guy under a lot of pressure from Keza. Ricky not out of the woods yet either, just up ahead as well. They're 6 seconds ahead of Trouble, who's still in no man's land. The fight for P8 continues on as well. JD versus Escher and Jedlin. I think there's some action going on behind here. Xevious has managed to get the move done on Arid.
Video Gamer Guy not letting Ricky go. Oh, as Ricky clatters the wall, would I give Video Gamer Guy run. He's not quite as close, but he's definitely making inroads and time up on Ricky.
Yeah, you can just hear in the revs as well how much he's pushing. But meanwhile, Bernd, I think side by side once again with Kodiak. These two cannot leave each other alone.
Lock on the outside
Kodiak
line. King Kodiak with the inside.
And you just can't do a switchback there. The corner's too long for that. And Bernd slapping the wall once again. Very different approaches to the chicane curves.
Excess behind, going to be loving this, slowly gaining on this battle.
Tell you who else will be loving the fact that his teammates winning a fight. That would be Video Gamer Guy, still under pressure from Keza, but maintaining fourth.
He's going a bit deep into that corner.
I swear, those chicane corners, it just feels like you're making a wrong turn and then you're changing your mind when you turn right. And oh, that is who was that in the wall? Was that was Cuckoo? So Cuckoo making contact with the barrier under a lot of pressure now from multiple cars.
This four-way battle for P7.
Jedlin having a bit of a look around the outside, inside, backside of Asher.
Which side?
I can't decide.
As through the chicane, back to single file they go.
Just check the order as well. We have lost 2 drivers from this race, down to 18 now. Hopefully not the start of another mass disconnect. Cuckoo for now holding on under a lot of pressure from JD. And it's very interesting as well. I'm not entirely sure where most drivers will be using their boost, because this is just an incredibly tricky track with a couple of different straights. So it's not immediately obvious where everyone's going to be using their boost mode.
Oh.
As Bimon's now... wait, no, where is he? Okay, yeah, so he's fighting Fennec now. I thought he was fighting Xevious for a second.
Was clatters the wall. Fennec then making the move down the inside, or around the outside of the long corner and down the inside of the next one.
Yeah, wall riding not the best strategy in most AMS2 scenarios. As you can see, Keza mounting a curb. The fight for P7 continues on, though they're all still in the same order as they were last time we saw them. Jedlin getting quite close to Asher. A little bit further back as well. There is still a fight going on for P11. Kodiak and Bernd aren't done yet.
Oh, King Kodiak almost losing the car on acceleration there. Left, right, right, left.
He is wrestling that car like one would wrestle a bear. Just behind as well. I think Exus has now been overtaken by Captain, if I'm not mistaken. So the gap back there has opened up a bit. You can just see how much later Bernd is on the brakes as well.
Really analysing the back of King Kodiak's car there. Not keeping his distance one bit.
And Eddie trying to join this fight, or at the very least enjoy it from his front row seat. A lot of curb mounting.
Oh!
Is that the wing?
That's the wing of
Kodiak's
Kodiak.
going off.
He
Oh, that is
barely
absolute
touched
disaster
it.
for Kodiak. And he's now pretty much involuntarily riding the wall. He's already lost 2 positions. Very, very likely that he'll have to go into the pits to repair that. We're only on lap 9 of 25. That is incredibly unfortunate, because he was pretty much doing the same thing Bernd was doing, mounting a lot more curb than is typically done in these cars, but it just takes one tiny tap to the wall with the wrong part of your car, and there he goes into the pits. A disastrous end to his competitive race tonight, and a shame as well, because that was a lot of good fighting that we saw.
Yeah, that is just cruel AMS2. That is cruel.
As the fight for P3 still continues, they're 14 seconds off the lead. Mats and Andrew have once again checked out in front. You can't really fault them for anything tonight. They've done quite well, as Video Gamer Guy has a bit of a look to the inside of Ricky. Almost having to push him through the corner, but any small mistake from Video Gamer Guy is going to give Keza the chance to potentially get a move on. As I think something's happened with last place.
Yeah,
he's lost his wing and is facing the wrong way, so that's going to be very dangerous for these guys now as they approach. But he's kept the car still.
I got worried when I saw the reverse lights. I'm like, no, just stay still, please.
And he's managed to clear that car now, though still... Oh, yeah, a bit of a late movement there that caused Trouble
is that someone else's wing?
Trouble still has his wing on my end, but yeah, Trouble, I think a little blindsided there by the late twitches from Rickart's car.
I saw a wing fly up for context, but Trouble's wing was still on. I was really confused.
That was probably Rickart's wing, since he was missing his, so they do live to fight another day. Trouble still with a pretty big gap behind him. And further behind, Kaku still having these same 3 cars behind, and no overtakes taking place here. That is quite remarkable, as we've just lost another driver from this race. I think Exus is one of the 3 that we're missing. As Kodiak's rejoined the track now, he's down in 17th.
We're still very close together. No one properly falling to the pressure quite yet.
It really is remarkable when you see how unstable these cars get over that chicane, how they're all still this close to each other, lap after lap after lap. So we go on board with the mustard-colored car, once again in 9th position. We're on lap 12 of 25, still not quite halfway of race 2. For those who missed the first race, it has pretty much been cancelled after a mid-race mass disconnect issue. Some penalties meant that we couldn't quite take the results at face value, as we're not quite able to see what the penalties were from stream screenshots. Not in the short time frame that we have to host these races, at the very least. Rickert now in the pits.
Yeah, that'll definitely be for a new wing, that is for sure. As Escher just watching these 2 battle, but trying to get involved.
All pretty much the same on the brakes. Eddie's managed to get by Barron, so Barron, he's lost his main sparring buddy, but he's not alone just yet. Still has the baby blue colored car to contend with. You can see Eddie just has that much more traction, which gives him a much better exit now into the chicane. Who's going to have the better line here? If Eddie keeps driving like that, I think Barron's going to struggle to keep up with him.
Yeah, just utilising all the curb there.
Jedlin having a look down the inside, but he's absolutely sent it too hard.
Oh, that's in the wall! I'm surprised his rear wing is still hanging on, but that has to be front damage.
Yeah, I think his rear wing's still on because his front bumper took most of the impact. Either way, yeah, as you said, damage, that's going to cost him a lot on the straights. He's really going to need the 3 cars ahead to make some sort of mistake now. And I think JD there went extra deep. He might well lose a position to Escher here.
Side by side they go. Barely clinging on to the outside, but I don't think it's going to be enough to have the inside as they go into the hairpin. Escher is ahead. Goes a bit deep, but is going to have the exit off the corner. Oh, and you know it doesn't. I think that's Jedlin.
Yeah. Jedlin in the wall. Just a couple seconds behind. You can see Eddie and Berendt turning this one into a three-way fight again. Barely managed to slot in between. So will Jedlin now, with whatever damage he might have from tapping that inside barrier, will he have the pace to try and re-overtake Eddie and potentially bring Berendt back into the fight for P10? Definitely keep your eyes on those gaps as we quickly take a look at some of the other drivers here. You have Captain chasing down Xevious, who's still recovering from his earlier incident, down in 13th position. The fight for P3 still ongoing, mostly though Keza putting pressure on Video Gamer Guy for 4th. And I think the Kaku fight, a little bit defused at this point. Still JD relatively close behind, but Escher has lost quite a bit of time. As my push-to-talk key has now ejected itself from my keyboard.
Oh.
There we go, that's back on. But yeah, that is quite interesting. I mean, Escher had not been ahead of JD for that long at all. So, must have made some sort of mistake to give JD the place back.
Yeah, now 2 seconds behind him, so... Yeah, I think definitely... Oh, it's Captain down the inside of Fennec. A bit of collision. Almost pit maneuvering him on the exit. But
Yeah,
Fennec...
the collision just kept going. It's some significant understeer there from Captain as... well, it was Captain trying to get the place back, but very much Fennec getting an overtake done as Fennec was also recovering from a very early pit stop. So, Fennec now up to 14th, Captain down to 15th. Any more missing of the braking zones like that, and that could well mean that Kodiak still has a chance for P15. 10 laps left to go in this race. Beemans is still in the pits. They are building him a new car. Oh, and something's happened to Video Gamer Guy. He has lost a position to Keza now. Down to 5th.
Well, he was able to keep Ultimate Kaiser at bay, but whether he'll be able to gain and make an overtake is another whole thing to consider on this circuit.
Yeah, it all depends on the mistakes. I think what Video Gamer Guys really going to be hoping for is that Keza catches up to Ricky and goes on an offensive move, which then will open up the inside or outside, wherever it may be, to some attacking. And that is always what you have to take into account when you're fighting in a 3-car battle. If you go on the offense against the car ahead, you could leave yourself open to the car behind. As you see Video Gamer Guy just whipping the car around that corner.
Most definitely pushing it.
Yeah, the gaps slowly but surely closing between 3 and 4. Further back as well, but there is still JD hanging onto the back of Kaku. I'm still trying to figure out who exactly that we've lost from this race other than Nexus.
We also have a quick scroll. I don't see a binding.
Oh, good point. But we've lost binding and Nexus. Is Eddie still? Yeah, he's in P10. Okay. Meanwhile, Fennec, unfortunately we've missed this one, but Fennec has managed to overtake Xevious. This is for 13th place. I do believe they are a lap down, but still fighting for points nonetheless. And you can just see how dented the front end is of Xevious's car. Although it looks a lot less dramatic on the off-board shots.
Yeah, that's something I have noticed with these cars is I don't think they show damage unless it's the rear wing losing, unless you're in the front camera.
Interesting. Yeah, that is definitely not the same hood that we saw on the offboard, and you could really see perfectly the shapes of the dents in the sunlight as they navigate the sunset here. Yeah, that is not a flat surface at the very least. Meanwhile, Keza has managed to catch up to Ricky, and wait, hold on.
King Kodiak up ahead.
Yeah, I was confused because the Video Gamer Guy's behind, and that's the same livery directly in front of them. So you can see the Video Gamer Guy's teammate Kodiak about to get lapped by the trio fighting for the final podium spot. Kodiak's got his wing back, but he has lost one of his tail lights as Ricky loses some scrapes of paint. Where will Kodiak get out of the way?
As he pulls to the left. Doesn't want to impede their teammate either.
Yeah, that's a cardinal sin in sim racing. You don't mess up your teammate. As my push to talk key once again evacuates itself. What is wrong with it? Oh, I see what's wrong now. Oh wow, yeah, the part that holds my, yeah, no wonder this thing keeps escaping. The part that holds my key to the actual keyboard is cracked.
You've been talking a lot then from the sound.
I may well have been. I mean, yeah, you can't be a commentator and not talking.
Exactly, over the years.
Well, I'll just have to try and make sure that I press down as, well, perpendicularly as possible. Oh, and look, there's a move there.
I think that's a back marker? Or, yeah, I think that, oh, that's, Case is not gonna like that.
Oh, see, I was half asleep. I was thinking that that was Video Gamer Guy. It's just, because I was half asleep, I saw, it's obviously a different livery, but it has the exact same colors as the Kodiak Video Gamer Guy livery, so my brain just thought, ah yes, teammate. Yeah, that is in fact a lapped car. Not participating in the fight for P3. Ricky stays in third. Keza chasing down in fourth. Video Gamer Guy a little bit further behind now. In fifth, struggling to keep hold of these guys.
Yeah, I think slightly
Had been
impeded.
keeping Keza at bay for quite a while, and yeah, and a little bit impeded as well. Unfortunate.
He's gonna hope that Ricky and Ultimate Kaiser start fighting hopefully soon. 5 laps left in this race. No mass disconnection. Yeah, that's not me trying to commentate to curse it either.
Now, the fight between Cuckoo and JD is pretty much defused as well. There's a pretty decent gap between the two now. If Cuckoo hits a wall, I think the distance is pretty much enough for it to still be a single-use get-out-of-jail-free card. Unless JD can close the gap a little bit more. But Asher, very much no longer part of this fight, will likely fall into the clutches of Eddie at this rate. Only 2 seconds separating those two. Barrett dropped off of Eddie by 7 seconds himself. Xevious has come into the pits without a wing.
Well, his real tail light as well, a bit bashed up.
I'll tell you what's not bashed up. That's Kaze's hopes and dreams of getting a podium this race. He's only a second away from achieving it. 4 laps left to go. Can he manage to make Ricky crack under this pressure? As we're all enjoying the digital Brazilian sunset tonight, you can see what kind of different lines they take out of the hairpin. Both trying to maximize traction. Both getting fairly similar results. Kay is a lot more aggressive into the chicane. Does manage to close the gap a little bit. He's tighter to the inside wall as well.
Oh, Ricky. See the sparks flying there.
Kaysa just keeps on gaining and gaining, putting more and more pressure on Ricky. 2 seconds now behind him, so Kaysa does not have to worry about anyone sending it down his inside.
Definitely quicker through the chicane there. Ricky having a better run though through the long corner.
I think there's a back marker just up ahead as Kaysa almost tapping the rear of Ricky's anime car.
Is this back marker gonna come into contention
I think that's
with
probably Captain? Yes, it is. Captain still with a bit of a gap to work with in the Twix car. Definitely not lacking straight line speed. Oh, that's the wrong car. Hold on. Kaysa counter steering to the wall as Captain there gets out of the way perfectly fine.
Yeah, very, very nice place to pull over there. Ricky once again scrapes the wall as the Kaysa fan base definitely cheering him on right now.
Just a couple laps left to go. We do in fact have cheers. Will they power him past Ricky? Will the Ricky fans try and counter that with their own cheers? I'm sure the Video Gamer Guy fans wish that we'd commentators curse both of these two right now. And you can just see how Ricky just takes these lines that are very much slow in, fast out. Keza, I think, trying to maximize mid-corner speed a bit more. Oh, although he immediately does the exact opposite in the next corner.
Yeah, very deep. Like Keza, he's lost a couple tenths. Well, closer to a second now.
Rickert in the pits once again, in last place. 14 minutes off the race leaders. He has struggled very much tonight on his MSR debut. But he has, well, not quite made it to the end of the race just yet. But he's not quit, and that is something. Xevious is in the pits again. He's lost his wing.
I did see a rear wing, funny enough, on the side of the track coming out of turn 5, I believe, turn 6.
Finders keepers. Meanwhile, there is a fight developing back here. This is now a 3-car battle for P11 between Fennec, Barrett, and Jedlin. So do keep your eyes on that delta between Ps3 and 4, but I think this is the closest fight at the moment.
Oh, very wide goes Byrne. That's going to allow Jedlin to make a run. He's on the outside, but his car is definitely quite far ahead. The cuts in front of Byrne has now the inside and powers through the outside of the corner.
So well done to Jedlin for that move. Barrett has been struggling a bit since his battles with Kodiak. Kodiak, though, now back up to P15. Not quite able to catch Captain, but he overtakes Xevious by merit of not crashing. Fennec doing a great job with his recovery as well, back up to 11th. As we are now on the final lap of this race. It's been nothing but dominance from Mats tonight. He dominated in qualifying. He dominated in the non-existent race 1, and he's dominated in race 2 as well. This did not start with reverse grid like it usually does. It didn't just take the qualifying order for this race. Mats has dominated nonetheless. A little bit further behind as well, we still have Andrew only 3 seconds ahead now of Ricky and Keza. I have to wonder, is he running into issues? Is he fuel saving?
Or fuel saving, or it could be very, very dangerous if so. Not too many. Oh, is Matt going deep in the last corner?
Maybe a celebratory missing of the brakes there.
As he comes through the chicane for the final time and crosses the line. The win, well, the race. I would say race 2, but the race of...
Oh, that's the explanation. Andrew's lost his wing. I mean, I saw that the gap had been closing for a while, but how long has he been driving without a wing for? He brings it home in P2 completely wingless. Now Ricky, ahead of Kaz as well, just drifting through the, well, not quite the final corner, it's the final corner after the final corner, but Video Gamer Guy in 4th. Wait, what has happened to...
Andrew's got a penalty.
Oh, that is incredibly painful. Okay, so that does now give Keza P2. When did he get by Ricky? Does Ricky have a penalty as well?
21 seconds.
He does.
A 42-second penalty for Andrew.
This really just is Monaco. It's even more penalty confusion as other drivers now starting to cross the line. Kaku bringing it home. Even Kaku here ahead of Andrew despite finishing like half a minute after. Absolutely insane result here. Trouble and JD now coming across the line as well. It's, yeah, this has been an evening to forget for some and to remember for others.
One thing's for sure, I think we're definitely going to have some people potentially complain about the track limits. And Martin, it might not just be you for once. As
we get our actual final results here.
And look at all the penalties. Oh my god, a minute 3. Oh my goodness. But yeah, it's Mats who takes the win with no penalties. Ultimate Kaiser was P4, is promoted to P2 due to both no, was was P4, has been promoted to P2 because Andrew and Ricky ahead of him had penalties. Ricky in P3, Video Gamer Guy in P4, Cuckoo in P5, Andrew in P6, JD in P7, Trouble in P8, Escher in P9, Fennec in P10, Eddie in P11, Burned in P12, Jedlin in P13, Captain in P14, King Kodiak in P15 with a very impressive minute and 3 seconds worth of penalties. Exevius in P16. Gotta use my brain now to see if I can remember. I wasn't ready for that. It's just...
You know, Nisma, I would be able to help you if you didn't have the media line covering the results that we're missing here.
It was
Okay, so Exevius was 16. Then after that, I think the final finisher was Rickert in 17th. All other drivers DNF'd. And the driver that we couldn't figure out who it was that was missing was Arid, which is quite unfortunate because I think Arid was pretty competitive in the first race.
Indeed, as we've already got people in the interview room, definitely some people I want to talk to, that is for sure. So we've got...
Well, real quick, before we get into the interviews, I just want to say as well, I think it's amazing that Kodiak got a minute and 3 seconds worth of penalties, yet somehow with the most gargantuan penalty that we've seen so far this season, what I said towards the end there is still valid. I said he gets P15 or he overtakes Exevius just on merit of not crashing. Despite that massive penalty, he was still ahead of Exevius because Exevius was an extra lap down.
Well, on the top of King Kodiak, I think we should bring him in first, since it is, in fact, his anniversary.
Welcome, Mr. Kodiak.
Why, hello, gentlemen.
It's certainly been a special and eventful day for you.
Yes, very, very much so. My shoulders are burning!
So, see, that's how you can tell he's not a controller player.
No. Although controller pros probably would have fared better. Dear, why? Who chose this?
Yeah, Nismo, who chose this? You should.
I want to say I had no influence over the tracks selection for the season.
You want to say that, but can you?
I can.
Kodiak, first and foremost, do you want to tell us a bit about why today is so special?
Today is the second anniversary of my relationship to my beautiful and wonderful girlfriend, who... And thank you very much, my love, for not only allowing me to race tonight, but insisted that I race tonight. So even though I did really badly, this one is all for her.
Yeah, we did see you involved in a lot of scraps with Barons in particular.
That was so much fun.
I was about to say, before the dramatic end to that saga, did you have fun? And I think the answer is very much yes.
Race one, I was loving life. Arid, full send, huge respect to Arid. The move he pulled on me for 11th, that was epic. But yeah, I tried holding Bernd off for race two, but God, he made it bloody hard for me. Yeah, that was race one. I really, really enjoyed. Shame it ended the way it did. Race two, a minor tap to the wall. My rear wing went into orbit. And the car just wasn't the same after that. I got it fixed, but I just understeered constantly. So that was a bit frustrating. But I only had like really minor spins. I'm surprised. I'm stunned we didn't have a safety car.
Yeah, I was about to mention that as well. We saw plenty of wall riding. Very unfortunate about the damage there, because that does seem to be a common bug in AMS2 these days. But yeah, we caught that moment on stream as well when your wing decided to enter orbit. And
of course you would see that bit. Of course you would.
But yeah, it's most surprising is the fact that we did not get a single safety car. Of course, we were robbed of the chance in race 1 with half of that race just not taking place due to the mass disconnect. Now, yeah, can you tell us a bit about the mass disconnect? How many people were left after the initial one?
5, I think, were left, or so I'm told. A race order was posted in Discord, but yeah, none of the penalties obviously are taken into consideration. The penalties were less said about that.
Yeah, I was about, because the penalties were more severe than usual. Case in point, your 1 minute and 3 second penalty, which I don't think it cost you any positions.
Tell anyone.
I think it didn't cost you any positions because Xevious was an extra lap down. But
No,
I'm just wondering, how on earth did you manage that?
Well, that all happened. I think I got one of those penalties as I did in race 1. It's the same spot. It's the second part of the final chicane. You go too much onto the kind of bumpy bit on the left, and it just nails you straight away, no warnings. And after I got the repairs done, it was like I'd forgotten how to bloomin' race the circuit, because the car just did not feel the same. So I couldn't get it, just understeered off into that area once again. So yeah, I just kept going back over that particular point. I saw Xevious was suddenly behind me. I'm like, where the hell? I didn't even see where I passed him. So I don't know how that came about, but I thought, okay, I might challenge it if it's going to cost me a position, but it didn't. I was last and lapped. I called it at the beginning of the season that would happen.
But the fact that it's taken more than halfway through the season to get to this point, I think is testament to how impressive your driving has been so far. I mean, you're mostly used to commentating as far as I know.
Indeed, yes.
You came into the season with pretty low expectation.
Yes.
But if you look at where your team currently is in the standings, I think that is very much something to be proud about. And I hope you will enjoy the next race just as much as the previous one, although, well, with maybe fewer penalties.
Indeed. All the team's progress is my teammate, Video Gamer Guy. His set up work again. It's all down to him. I'm just making up numbers. I'm just pretending to exist in the team. But no, I must admit, I have actually had a lot of fun tonight, even though I didn't do particularly well. I didn't expect to do particularly well here. But yeah, a particular shout out to my good lady who, like I say, she insisted that I race tonight. Äcklig fjärr med Engel.
Yeah, definitely. I hope that she's got that message from those 8,000 kilometers away. It is long distance, of course, but yeah, I mean, it's been a challenging evening. I have to say, I'm surprised that you even enjoyed it that much, because I think at the start, a lot of people were dreading driving around this track.
Oh, I was. It didn't make no bones about it. I was terrified of this circuit, but you know, when you just get that rhythm, and with the fight I was having with Bernd and Arid in race 1, that was awesome. I love that.
And I think that's pretty much what it's all. So thank you very much for coming on, Kodiak Nismo. Do you have any more questions for our first interviewee of the night?
No, other than, well, thank you to your girlfriend, obviously, for letting us borrow you this evening. And
yes.
I hope that you have a great anniversary.
Why, thank you. We're kind of going to spend the time together tomorrow instead. But yes, thank you very much, gentlemen. Have a good evening.
Have a good night.
Likewise. Next up, I think should probably, well, should we bring in Video Gamer Guy or Andrew? Because I think Video Gamer Guy did technically finish ahead with Andrew's penalties.
I see Andrew streaming, so we'll bring him in later. We'll bring him in later and let him stream for now, even though that's our job. So let's bring in Video Gamer Guy.
Hello, Mr. Guy. We've just interviewed your teammate. He had high praises for you.
Well, that's good. The bribe worked then.
The bribe consisting of great setup work, I hear.
There was a few laps spent behind the wheel for this one. It's definitely a tricky track, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I think it was very much demonstrated in the fact that you were pretty much stuck in a bit of a procession fight for P3 for quite some time before Keza eventually got by in the second race. Can you tell us a bit about that fight?
Yeah, so I kept gaining on Ricky. Ricky then kept extending slightly. Kaiser kept creeping up behind, and then I gained back on Ricky. It was one of those, like, sort of like an accordion, like stretching all over the place. I touched a bit of curb around that first long left after the horrible time penalty chicane. Got on the curb there, and then Kaiser unfortunately had a lot more speed into that hairpin. And from that point, my front left died, so I couldn't really stick with them, but sort of kept the time gap to them. So yeah, pretty happy with it either way.
And that front left dying, is that due to lockups, or is that just general wear, or was it temperature?
I think it was just general wear around the long right-hander. It just sort of died a bit. It wasn't overly hot or anything like that. I think more. I don't remember any lockups specifically. So yeah, I think it was more wear than anything.
Now, there was, of course, the cursed first race as well, which I don't think the results of that one are going to end up being counted. Can you tell us a bit about your experience in that one?
They better be counted, and the penalties better count as well, because technically I won that one. And given that might be the only chance to win around with these guys, I really want that to count. I mean, it's one of those... For the penalties specifically, yeah, they're harsh, but equally, not everybody got them, so some people were driving in the right way around the penalties. It's the same as the F1 at the weekend. Like, people did get them, people didn't get them. It's part of the racing, isn't it? So, yeah, it's one of those. I really hope it counts, though. It was a good fight at the start with Ricky and Kaiser again. I think they came together. I managed to sneak around the outside and get through to P3 on the road, and then if penalties were included, Andrew and Mats unfortunately dropped back a little bit. Whether I got both, I can't remember, but I think it might have been a P1.
Yeah, I mean, I've been impressed by your performance pretty much since the start of the season. You seem to be a pretty persistent not P5, but top 5 guy at this point. There are still... Wait, Nisma, how many races do we have left? Is it still 2 or 3?
I believe it's 2, 7 rounds total, so it would be 2 rounds left.
I mean, all it really takes is for one of your rivals to make a mistake or get taken out. If you're there when it counts, you might still be able to get that win this season. How hopeful are you?
I think a win is going to take a safety car or something random like that. Or as you say, like last race of the season, championship fight coming together, that sort of thing. I'm not hopeful for it. I'm pleased with what I've done so far this season as it is. Obviously, it'd be nice for that race 1 to count, even if it's only like half points or like a pat on the back or whatever. But I'd be happy, very, very happy if I managed to clinch a podium. I definitely wasn't coming in here expecting that at all. To be honest, I wasn't even expecting top 5s, to be quite honest. So it's one of those. I can't be disappointed with what's happened so far. So
I do love to hear that. My final question for you tonight, Video Gamer Guy, will be what class of car would you be able to dominate in the easiest in this game?
Ooh, can we have M1 Pro cars?
Ooh,
I love those things.
We've had those on Tuesdays before.
Oh, okay.
I think we did ages ago though, because they have updated the M1 Pro car, but I think we did do that as our second league, the M1 Pro cars. So we might come back to those.
Was that back in the
nice.
PC2 days, or was that in AMS2?
That was AMS2.
Okay.
I remember making the trailer for it, that's why.
Yeah. I do recall them handling quite nicely last time I was driving them, so it's definitely improved somewhat since the start of this the game, although they always handled perfectly fine in the other game. But thank you very much for coming on, Video Gamer Guy.
I will just ask one question before.
Yeah, go ahead.
I know I have a question, very surprising.
Is it about beans?
Please no.
So obviously last race was Guyana Outer and definitely caused a shuffle between the pack. Next race is Curitiba out a very, very similar circuit where it's pretty much got one or two corners and then one final corner at the end. How much are you looking forward to a similar track as Guyana then?
I've probably raced Curitiba before. I can't remember it. If it's as you say, and it's quite like the others. I've seemed to be quite strong in the ones with less corners, put it that way. So we'll give it a go. We'll give it as long as it's not wet. I'll be happy, I think.
Sounds like Video Gamer Guy is hoping for a future drag racing league.
Maybe not that straight line.
Thank you very much for coming on. We'll see you for the next one.
Cheers. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, next up, we will steal Andrew's only stream viewer.
Eight.
Oh,
Welcome.
hello.
Can you tell us what sort of tomfoolery Andrew was streaming up in there?
We were just looking at Bindings incident earlier, and then Andrew losing his rear wing, and then me crashing into Xevious.
Ooh, what happened there?
I was coming up to lap Xevious. Xevious spun in front of me, and I did not have enough time to evade. So I gently tagged Xevious's car and got a whole heap of front aero damage about 3 laps from the end with an angry gnome behind me.
An angry gnome. Yeah, we did see that there was quite a bit of pressure on you. It was a 4-car fight for quite some time. Can you tell us a bit about that fight as well?
Yeah, just really opportunistic move early on to get past Gnome, and then I just sort of sat there for most of the race. Because I knew basically if you manage to hit your marks every time, you can basically control it, you know, and if they've not really got a serious run, then they're not going to get past you unless you make a mistake. I knew I wasn't going to catch the car in front, so I was like, let's just be a little conservative into all these corners, and we will try to hold on to the position. And I managed to do that, and then obviously I had that code brown with Xevious near the end, which was terrifying. And I just lost all ability to like turn in the fast corners, and I thought there's no way in hell I'm gonna hold Gnome off. And then somehow I managed to find a way by just parking the absolute bus in some of the slow corners to like kind of hinder his exits. And yeah, somehow made the magic happen and held on to it.
It definitely sounds like you had a lot of fun out there on track today. Was it the same in the first race?
First race was kind of lucky. Yeah, I made up a couple places off the start, and then 2 people had an incident in front of me, so I got past them in that method. And then it was the same mentality really, as I'm not going to catch the people in front. Let's just focus on the defense. And that was going fine until obviously everyone disconnected.
Now, I did hear you mentioned some handling issues after the damage. Were you at risk of getting any penalties from track limits? Because we did hear that damage leading to understeer led to quite a few penalties for some.
No danger at all. To be honest, I don't even know how people were managing to cut the second chicane and getting these huge time penalties. I don't understand. Not once in this entire event have I actually managed to invalidate a time going through that chicane. So I don't know what they were doing, but...
That's some impressive consistency. Now, can you tell us what happened to your teammate? Because we unfortunately did not catch his demise.
Yeah, he had a bit of a coming together with Arid into the hairpin, where
so that's probably what they both retired from then.
I think that was the side by side, wasn't it? And I think Arid pit
he came over a bit too left, and Arid...
Oh, it was that incident?
As that incident, yeah.
I didn't think they'd quit for that. That's interesting.
I think it was anyway. I could be wrong.
But yeah, that's definitely going to be an interesting one to look back on, because I think we saw it. We definitely caught that on stream, but it was from quite far back in the background. So I'll have to take another look at those that video footage later. But Nismo, do you have any bean-related questions for Cuckoo?
Oh, well, you're the Bean Master. But
is that my new title now?
Is that the official title? Can we have a
Bean
new
Master.
role in the server to make Martin the Bean Master?
Yeah, he has the ability to grow beans and
The Bean Meister.
manipulate bean sauce.
World's
wait.
greatest bean-based superhero.
I'm getting all sorts of
100%
accolades
vegan.
tonight. There are 2 races left. Well, 2 events left this season. 4 races in total. What is your goal for these final few remaining races?
To be honest, I don't really know if I've got a goal for the remaining races. It's been a very up and down season for me, and I was kind of under the assumption that I would go quite well in these cars, because they should, in theory, lend themselves to a lot of my strengths, but it's been such an up and down season. Obviously, I was nowhere on my first race back. I already missed race 1 because I was in Canada. I'm going to miss next week's race because I have to go to the UK on short notice to deal with something. So I kind of miss out on the chance to score points. So I would probably say for the team to maintain the position in the team standings, and I dare to dream of maybe managing to squeak the top 10, but that's probably not going to happen. So top 15 probably, which is going to be my worst result for years at this point, I think. But
I mean, that's a pretty impressive record.
Sometimes it be like that.
It do. I mean, there's definitely a lot of points on offer in this series, and you're currently 13th in the standings with 63 points. It's pretty competitive in that segment of the player base.
Yeah, it would be my worst finish since BMW Pro Car.
Oh, and that's actually that.
The
You're
league
not the first
shall
one
not
to
be named.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're not the first person to mention that specific league tonight in the interviews.
Am I not?
No.
Why? Who else
Nismo?
mentioned it?
Well, not specifically the well, I did mention league, but I believe
It was
Was it
video,
video
game guy
game-
who wants to drive those cars.
They are quite fun with the new updates that have come out, to be honest. I think I do a lot better in them the second time around.
Might be up for a rematch then. Thank you very much for coming on, Cuckoo. We'll cook up a bean question for you next time, and hope you have a good one.
Yeah, not looking too promising for the remaining round that I'm competing in, but I will try my best.
Well, at least it's going to have
Hopefully
less
I can
wall.
make it entertaining for you anyway.
well, we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and eat some beans.
Enjoy.
Ta-ta.
All right, let's pull in the final driver still to be in a voice chat in the league tonight before he runs away. Hello, Andrew. Welcome.
What up, gangster?
What up, Baka, as they say in Japan? No, that was some fun banter earlier, but I'll talk about the race for now. You were pretty much in no man's land for both of those in P2. Didn't really put a foot wrong, is what I thought, until you crossed the finish line and promptly lost half of your positions. Where did you get those penalties?
It's the I think it's either the final or first chicane. If you go over like the anti-cut strips, it just flat out gives you a 21-second penalty. It doesn't even give you a warning. You don't even gain time because you're bouncing. It's ridiculous.
That does seem mildly unreasonable, and that's just for one cut you get 21 seconds?
Yeah, no warnings. I shall promptly be protesting it.
Yeah,
And if those
definitely.
penalties aren't reverted, I am retiring. You'll never see me again. Also, I put a funny clip in the league chat.
Oh, we'll have to
That's
check
what
that
happened to
out.
my wing on the final 2 laps.
Oh, we were actually curious about that, actually.
Yeah,
I
I'm
didn't
taking a
even
look right now.
realise it was gone until I looked at the damage indicator and it said rear wing. What the fuck? Where did that go?
Oh, that's such a lame little tap as well.
That's
I
what
mean,
happens
that-
when you're in no man's land. You just lose concentration, drive into a wall, and your wing gets stolen.
That basically identical to what happened to Kodiak's as well.
I mean, there are little wing goblins in the wall. You should have known about this.
Yeah, the little pixies.
Yeah, the audience just wanted your wing so badly.
Funnily enough, it doesn't really affect drivability much. It's just with this game's incredible aerodynamic simulation, you lose top speed.
Yeah, and that is something that's unfortunately the case in multiple sim racing games. I really wish they'd try and fix that, but yeah, I guess that's their way of not. Maybe some of these sims are like, well, we can't quite simulate what it's like to lose a wing. People are just going to gain time without a wing in our physics, so we'll just make them lose speed to save face. I think that's pretty much what it is, but
yeah, that's a sign of really bad physics.
exactly. Now, how much fun did you have out there? Because I don't think it was the most exciting race for you particularly.
No, both races were utterly boring. Because I was in no man's land. Max gapped me like 10 seconds, and I was like 5 seconds ahead in third place. So
yeah, and speaking of Matt, just looking at the standings here, he is your main rival for the title. He took the win tonight. Of course, fewer. It's looking quite unlikely that the results of race 1 will be counted. So you're technically losing less points than you could have to Matt, but that's still a race win versus less points than you might have hoped for tonight. So what do you think is gonna happen for the title in these final 2 races?
It'll be Matt's. It should be Matt's unless he chokes it. He showed how much faster he is than everybody today, so he definitely deserves to win it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the interesting thing about Mats is the fact that, well, there's a lot of things you could say, but he is incredibly quick. As you said, he dominated the race tonight, and you would think he's pretty safe in that position. But he doesn't tend to be satisfied with just that. He tends to keep on pushing even if there's no one near him, and that has cost him massively before. Now, he didn't put a foot wrong tonight, so he may well continue to do so for the next 2 races, but there's really no way to tell the future when it comes to that.
Yeah, he looks pretty at ease with these cars. I think the only error I've actually seen him make was on the formation lap of the wet race where he span out. But actually in the racing, he hasn't binned it at all, so I wouldn't expect it to happen.
Now, for the final 2 races, what sort of prep are you going to be putting into it? Are you going to be doing anything extra?
Nah, I always just show up to the practice server with like 45 minutes or half an hour to go.
I mean, that is 45 minutes or half an hour more than Trouble got tonight.
Yeah. What about Fennec?
Did Fennec get even less?
I don't know, they usually join the same time, that being like 2 minutes before practice is over.
Yeah, pretty much. That's can't quite dispute that for most races, but yeah, I mean, I guess my final question is, how surprised are you at the lack of safety cars tonight?
Yeah, very. I was expecting some pile-ups. There were some pile-ups, but yeah, no one called it. Judging by the fact that somehow that Exus safety car call in round 3 wasn't deemed fraudulent. I mean, I need to know who was on my side in that one. Who was the dissenting opinion in that steward's decision? Was it you, Martin?
Wait, so were you of the opinion that it wasn't justified?
Yeah, there's no way it was justified. It's crazy cool.
Well, I mean, I've taken a look at the steward's vote here, because we did have to put it to a vote. But it was a unanimous decision. No one voted to call it unjustified.
Oh, they're rigging it for their boy Exus. He's my teammate. I still say that's hilarious for that. It's just called a justified safety car.
I will issue a minor clarification here. While the safety car was deemed justified and there was no penalty issued for an unjustified safety car call, which would have been a pretty severe Class D penalty, being a quali ban, he did actually get a Class B penalty for causing the incident to begin with.
Yeah, that's fair enough, because he lost it on the throttle and went into
on slicks in the wet as well. Yes.
Yeah. That's fair enough. But the fact that a safety car is called because like 20 seconds later, Mats bins it in the grass by himself. I mean, no, it wasn't even the grass. He got out of the grass when he got onto the tarmac, put his foot down, and fucking binned it. How was that? Absolute madness.
It was definitely, I mean, I practically had to write a whole Pulitzer Prize-worthy bit of text to make sure that the vote was extra clear on what exactly happened. But there was contact with 3 cars. It's just the initial contact with Mats wasn't all that much, and he did manage to save the car before then binning it on his own later. But yeah, with that initial contact being between 3 cars, it was deemed to be them all involved in the incident, so.
With that precedent, there should have been one today.
Yeah, I mean, that was interesting because I did see some incidents take place, although I only really saw 2 cars being the major victims in most of them. We didn't catch all of them on camera, unfortunately, but are there any specifically that you remember?
I just saw it. It was Exevius spins out on the long right-hander. Mia hits him, damaging the front of her car.
We did hear about that.
A bit later, I think it's like another 15 seconds, Escher comes through. He has no yellow flags, he is saying in the voice chat, and he sees him way too late. He goes right into the driver's side door of Exevius. Who absolutely dead. That man is dead on the scene. Like, they're getting the tents out. They're covering that up. So. Yeah, that was about. Well, that's definitely a.
Luckily, the driver mortality DLC has not been released yet. Maybe that's something for the future. But thank you very much, Andrew, for telling us about that, because we hadn't quite seen that one yet. Though I do think if it's that far after the initial incident, it probably wouldn't be counted. Again, the actual contact with Mats that I think ended up being the deciding factor for the safety car last time was basically immediately after Eddie was then tapped. Mats got tapped as well. And then the actual big crash later was pretty much unrelated.
We'll have to agree to disagree. I'm disappointed. I thought you were a man of logic and reason, but apparently not. Apparently you didn't side with me. You know, as a fellow PC2 enjoyer, you know, I thought maybe you would have had a better...
Hey, now, don't go tooting your own horn too much. You never join us for the Wednesday PC2 races.
Yeah, I'm not part of your secret little cult of people who still play that game.
What? You're saying that you enjoy the game and now you're calling us a cult for enjoying it.
I was just trying to butter you up. I don't even own the fucking game.
So what you're saying is you prefer me, Andrew.
Yeah, because you're not a steward, so you don't have the opportunity to make.
Well, I can join. I've been busy over these last days, so I just haven't.
He is a steward. He's just lazy.
But you definitely would have taken my side, right, Nesmo?
Definitely, 100%.
And that's why you're the best commentator. Simple as that, and the best steward.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for coming on. I think I'm gonna remove the tinfoil hats from the both of you for next week, but it has been a pleasure to have you both here, and I'm looking forward to the next one. Thank you.
See you.
Bye.
Well, I guess that resolves the tonight's interviews. Quite an interesting one. Multiple red flags and many...
Wait, multiple?
Yeah, we had 2 red flags.
Yeah, if you count the qualifying one.
I count it. That being said as well, how many commentator curses have we had tonight?
Oh, yeah, I did write that down. I believe it was 3. Yes, we had one for Exevius, Binding, and Fennec.
Alright, so we've gone up to 14 then. And yeah, it's going to be very interesting next week. It's going to be heavy rubber conditions around very much the opposite of this track. It's Curitiba Alta, which will be a very straight line track where we'll see the boost button utilized quite a bit more, I feel. And yeah, so until next time, guys, it's been great commentating, and we will see you next week for round 6.
Good night, everyone.
And they're off. Green flag racing. Matt's getting an amazing start. Ultimate Case actually catching speed. Napping. Matt getting the jump on his teammate down the inside. Necron losing to Cuckoo on the start. Kenny pressure Dino into a mistake. Dino goes too wide and extremely close for P1. And is this going to be Jadlin going down the inside? Oh, there's a bit of contact. Oh, that's a spin. And there's another safety car. Oh my god, this carnage.
Jedlin and Kaze are both in the pits. Fennec, Exus, and Dean are all coming in as well. It'll be very tight if he still wants to make it to the back of this pack, but in the meantime, we do have everyone out of the pit, so we're probably going to get going on this next lap. We are, in fact, restarting now, regardless of that incident.
Okay, he's looking for that undercut. Does he get it? It looks like he might do that side by side and very close together. Cuckoo looking for that inside line on Jadlin ahead. Going into 130R, but they're going to be wanting to go fully defensive into the chicane of Casio Triangle. He's going to end up finishing in P1, crossing the line. Greenlink's going to cross the line. It's going to be Ultimate K's across the line.
Gilish comes across the line to win his second MSR title.